Welcome back to Euro Football Daily for this week's edition of Euro Transfer Talk. With the 2019-20 season finally coming to an end, attention has swiftly turned to the transfer window and the gossip is already starting to fly around. If you have any leads, you can tweet me at Doogie Critchley or the Football Daily account with the hashtag TransferTalk. Without further ado, let's get into it. We kick off this week in Turin, where after the departure of Maurizio Sarri this weekend, his replacement Andrea Pirlo has turned his attention to signing the player known as mini-Pirlo, Sandro Tonali. The former Juventus midfielder, who helped them win 4 consecutive league titles between 2012 and 2015, was appointed just as after Juve's dramatic Champions League exit to Lyon at the last 16 stage. Gazzetta dello Sport and Tuttosport claim that the club's plans to target Chelsea's Jorginho have been abandoned after Sarri's departure, with Tonali now the club's primary target amidst interest from Inter Milan. The 20-year-old was powerless to prevent his club Brescia's relegation to Serie B, but can't be faulted for his efforts, with 1 goal and 7 assists from his deep-lying position coming in just 36 games. Inter have been in advanced talks with the 3-capped Italian for weeks, with owner Massimo Cellino setting an asking price of £36 million. But with the uncertainty around Conte's future at Inter, could Tonali be persuaded to join Juve and learn under one of the best holding midfielders of all time? Even if he doesn't join Juve, Tuttosport are claiming they have the ideal backup in mind: 22-year-old Sassuolo star Manuel Locatelli. Bianconeri fans, what do you make of these potential signings? And do you think you'll land Tonali? Let us know in the comments below. One midfielder being heavily talked about is one that Juve know all too well: Lyon's Houssem Aouar. The 22-year-old French under-21 international played a starring role in both legs against Juve, winning a slightly fortuitous penalty in the second that would prove to be the difference as the old lady crashed out before the quarter-finals. It is little surprise that after completing a game-high 6 dribbles and shining on the biggest stage of all, interest in the Lyon star has risen exponentially. According to L'Equipe, Arsenal, Man City and of course Juventus all hold an interest in signing the star. The article claims that Pep Guardiola is a massive fan of the player, who has a reported asking price of £54 million. But despite the arrivals of Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres, the Spaniard is rumoured to be seeking more defensive additions, making it unlikely that City will also swoop for Aouar. And at that price, it's difficult to imagine Arsenal having the necessary funds to land the midfielder. And without Champions League football, would he really join the Gooners? We want to know from you. If you were Aouar, where would you like to head this summer? Either way, he has the perfect opportunity to put himself in the shop window again this Friday against Man City. Before we go any further, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Euro Football Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss one of our fantastic Euro transfer talks. We head to North London now, where Mikel Arteta has some massive decisions on his hands. We've brought you news for months now that Arsenal are interested in signing Atletico Madrid's Thomas Partey. La Liga's third most successful side, though, are still insisting that his release clause, rumoured to be around £45 million, is paid in full. The Gooners initially tried to sweeten the deal by throwing in Matteo Guendouzi, but now it appears that they are willing to sacrifice a different midfielder for the Ghanaian, Lucas Torreira. The 24-year-old Uruguayan shone last season following his £26 million move from Sampdoria, but has struggled for much of this season with injury and loss of form. So much so that he started just 2 games after lockdown. In his absence, Arteta turned to a rejuvenated Granit Xhaka and Dani Ceballos, who played the best football of his campaign in the last matches of the season. Gazzetta dello Sport claimed that Torreira isn't happy with this lot and may be willing to leave, with Atleti and Fiorentina interested. He still has 3 years remaining on his deal, but told radio station Sport 980, "If I have to leave, it will be for the best," suggesting his departure could be imminent. Arsenal fans, what do you reckon though? Is swapping a 27-year-old Partey for a player 3 years his junior a good idea? And will you be sad to see Torreira leave if he does? You know what to do. Our next story comes as something of a surprise. According to Tuttosport, Spurs are reportedly leading the race to sign Inter Milan defender Milan Skriniar. The 25-year-old Slovakian has established himself as one of Europe's best defenders since swapping Sampdoria for Milan back in July 2017. But he only started 1 of Inter's final 4 games of the 2019-20 campaign, amidst rumours of a bust-up with coach Antonio Conte. With Man United and most notably Man City heavily linked to the defender, it seems highly unlikely that Spurs, with only Europa League football to offer, could land their man. But that is until you hear they have an ace card: Tanguy Ndombele. As we all know, Ndombele has endured a frustrating first season in England, with injuries and a change of management limiting the 23-year-old to just 29 appearances in all competitions. Seemingly out of Mourinho's plans, we would be surprised if Ndombele was still in their squad by the end of the window. On those terms, if Mourinho was able to negotiate some sort of swap deal for Skriniar, a player at the peak of his powers who has played at least 40 games for the last 3 seasons, and solve a weak spot in his squad in the process, then that would be a remarkable deal. Whether he can pull it off is another matter. With Conte's future uncertain, we wouldn't be surprised if Skriniar decided to stick around, especially given his contract still has 3 years to run. The Telegraph, so a pretty reliable source, claim that Barcelona are eyeing up a versatile Man City star to build their next great team around, Bernardo Silva. The Portugal international has been a regular in Pep's side since signing from Monaco for £43.5 million in May 2017, playing at least 50 games in each of the last 3 seasons in the Northwest. But whilst the 18-19 campaign went swimmingly for Bernardo, with his 11 goals and 8 assists in the League and Champions League seeing him named as the Citizens' Player of the Year, this season hasn't gone quite so well. The brilliant form of Riyad Mahrez meant it was the Algerian rather than the 43-cap Portuguese international who benefited most from Leroy Sané's unfortunate injury, with Bernardo only afforded 23 league starts. And whilst his performances were still exceptional, with his average of 0.61 expected goals and assists per 90 actually up from 0.53 in 18-19, helping him to 13 league goal contributions in the process, he only completed the full 93 times post-lockdown, leading to speculation he could be on his way out. As far as we are concerned, this move is highly unlikely. Having lost Leroy Sané, it seems very improbable that Pep would decide to offload a proven performer, who is known as a great guy around the training ground. And what's more, Barcelona don't have the money, and according to the Telegraph could only do this deal if Nelson Semedo was thrown in. So whilst Bernardo Silva is exactly the sort of player that Blaugrana should be targeting, it doesn't look likely, people. And finally, we promised you last week that we would give you all the latest information on the saga of the summer Jadon Sancho as and when we got it. And today we are going to keep that promise. That's because Dortmund director Michael Zorc has come out and said we plan with Jadon Sancho. He will play with us next season, the decision is final. And as it stands at the time of writing, Jadon Sancho is still very much a Dortmund player, having flown to Switzerland over the weekend to begin pre-season training. He also claims that the club managed to renew the player's contract until 2023 just a year ago, putting the German side in an even stronger negotiating position. And Sancho's teammates Axel Witsel and Mats Hummels are pretty confident he will stay.
He stay and we are all happy because it's like I said last year and the first year when I came, he's one of the most important players offensively for our team. So this is a really good news for us to keep him at minimum 1 more season.
But fear not, United fans, all is not lost. We've been here before, with Zorc claiming that Ousmane Dembele is going to be playing for Dortmund in the coming season before eventually selling him to Barcelona. The Guardian claimed that the issue continues to be the price. United want to pay an initial £90 million, over 3 annual instalments with a further £18 million of add-ons. Dortmund's valuation is around €20 million higher, and they would unsurprisingly prefer a larger lump sum payment. But what do you guys think? Will this deal get done? And if so, what will be the final price? Let me know and all of us down below. So guys, that was Euro transfer talk for another week. What did you guys think of the stories? Did we miss any out? Do you see any of these ones happening? You know the drill. Let me know in the comments down below. As I said earlier, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!